Good afternoon. It is April 23rd, 2019. That is Adis Kuchkovic. I am Jay Boyle, and we are in the mix. We are your cultural sports and music talk show coming to you weekly. And couldn't be happier to starting at a busier time for Toronto sports, an exciting time. The whole city's buzzing. Mike Babcock said it yesterday, walking around the town, you can feel the vibes. Leafs and Raptors, playoff runs. TFC's winning some crazy games. Their star players are beefing with the presidents. That's Josie Altidore, if you were in a war, fighting with the president of TFC. But to start with, a little lighter before we get into the heavy, tough stuff. The Raptors got a Game 5 today, and it should be the final and last game of the series. What's your prediction? We coming home with the series wrapped up?
No, I got Orlando winning tonight.
Really?
No, I'm kidding. Of course I got Raptors winning tonight.
I was going to say, Game 5 in Toronto. How do you think we're losing to Orlando?
No chance at all. Unless DJ Augustine goes for a career night again.
I don't care if DJ Augustine drops 95 points. You got to figure out a way to win. Like this guy could have the most historic game. If you lose, it's a failure.
It is.
So
the fact that we lost once is a failure.
How much of a failure is it if this goes 6 games? Like, is it a problem, or you're just a little annoyed as a fan, or do you think it's more of a bigger issue if it goes 6?
It's a way bigger issue because we went 6 games, I think, last year with Milwaukee, and that's a Milwaukee team with Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's fighting for MVP position right now.
Usually we go 7 in the first round. If you look at,
it's true, we do usually go 7, but we should, like with Orlando Magic, they don't even have one player on their team that's close to an All-Star.
No, they don't. I was upset that we even lost the first game, but I said to you, we got to go and win the next 4 straight, and then at least the problem is Sixers will probably have it done in 5 as well, 4-1. And
probably.
And then the Raptors got it done in 5. If they let it linger to 6 or 7, Philly's got a lot of time to rest and kick up their feet and game plan waiting for you. And Joel Embiid is banged up, but you're then giving this guy a chance to get healthy and get right for the semifinals against us. So you got to get it done now, or you're opening the book for issues to occur. But you don't think
Brooklyn can take one more?
They could. I hope they do.
I do too, but I don't know. They haven't looked the same since that first game win.
Yeah, well, Phillies looked better, and to be honest, Phillies looked better when Embiid didn't play. Ben Simmons was allowed to do a lot more because you didn't have the big guy clogging up the inside, so Simmons was free to roam.
But Simmons, to me, is not a big threat.
No.
Defensively, all you got to do is just make him take the shot. He can't shoot.
But he doesn't take those shots. He doesn't shoot. He'll be wide open at the 3-point line and will not shoot.
His effectiveness comes a lot from his assists, his ball movement.
And his ability to get downhill.
And you need Embiid in there.
No, but his playmaking comes from similar to LeBron, when he's attacking the hoop and everybody's swarming him, other guys are getting open on the perimeter. Exactly. But it's hard for him to get that space down low and to get those guys to come to him when Embiid's down low, because that guy covering your center is not going to leave Joel Embiid to come double team Ben Simmons. If it's anybody else at center, as it was a couple games prior when Simmons had 30 plus points, because Embiid wasn't there, he was able to wheel and deal better. And I think it brings up a curious kind of conundrum for Philly.
But I feel like most of the games that they've won, offensively at least, Embiid's been the major part of it.
To an extent, but he also struggles shooting as well. So then you have 2 guys who can't shoot and are both looking to go inside and do the exact same thing.
Embiid can shoot.
His shooting is tailed off this season and last season dramatically compared to prior.
I don't know.
Coming out of college, his first couple years, once he finally got healthy,
I just feel like once you have that arsenal in your repertoire,
that you never lose it.
Yeah, like it's always gonna be you're always gonna cover him in the perimeter. You're not gonna leave him open as you would.
For sure. But I mean, look at a guy like Marc Gasol. His shooting comes and goes in waves. He'll go for 3 straight games when he's shooting 70% from behind the arc, and then he's shooting 20% the next 4 games. It's the reality of the big men. Besides DeMarcus Cousins when he was healthy, no centers are consistently, or Dirk in his prime, hitting that shot from deep. It's just the not reality of the position.
Who would you say is best at it right now, looking at the league?
Best shooting center?
Yeah.
Probably Brook Lopez.
That is true.
Right, he's shooting over 40%.
In the playoffs?
Well,
or
for the
in
season. For the season.
Oh.
And in the playoffs, I think he's kept about that, 36, 37.
I was going to say, he hasn't had much trouble in the playoffs.
So, expecting the Raptors to close out the series tonight, how much of a problem do you think Philly faces the Raptors?
Well, if their leading scorer is gonna be Joel Embiid, I feel like that's gonna be a big problem for Philly. Because here I got numbers. Vucevic. Again, I'm gonna go back to him.
All right, you're obsessed with the way Gasol has handled Vucevic.
How can you not be?
Because it's Vucevic.
Let me tell you his numbers going.
This is not an elite scorer. It's not Nikola Jokic.
Going into what's it called? Game 1 of the playoffs. He went 29, 25, 25. And all those games averaging a double-double. His first game into the playoffs, he has 11 points and he has 6 rebounds.
Who was he playing those games? Do you know?
Those games were New York, Atlanta, and Boston.
So one good team. And Boston had probably mailed it in by then.
Okay. Regardless of who he was playing, he's the leading scorer on that team.
Against crappy teams, playing for a crappy team, he can lead them in scoring.
But I'm saying, in the whole season, he's been their best scorer.
Yeah.
Where is he? Where is he now? His last game, 11 points, 5 rebounds. He shot 5 for 14.
Playoffs is a different animal, as you've learned in Toronto. Where did Kyle go every year in the playoffs? DeMar.
Who's stopping him? Because the game right before that, he went 22 for 14.
So
against the Raptors.
You're thinking Marc Gasol is so good defensively based off what he's done against Vucevic that he can do a similar job.
To many centers.
You think he can do a similar job to Joel Embiid?
I think he will do a similar job.
I know Jonas Valanciunas handles Joel Embiid down low. Not going back to the whole trade, but
don't even bring up.
But every game that Embiid played against JV, Embiid was in foul trouble, frustrated, and didn't elapse 20 points.
Listen, Marc Gasol has a lot stronger body in the inside than
is he
Jonas.
Though? Sorry, not Giannis. Yes. Than JV. JV's younger and got strength. Gasol's got that old man strength now.
Yeah, but JV's freaking tall, lanky, has no muscle on him. He has no size to really stop anyone from backing him into the inside.
Yeah, Embiid could not back him up. I guess you didn't watch those games. He was going at Embiid offensively, withholding him defensively, and I just hope
you still drop 30 points in those games.
No, I'll find it. Keep talking. But I just hope that Gasol can contain Embiid because then
I know he will. Then all he's gonna do is force him to take the shot, make him take the threes, make him take the mid ranges. He's not coming in the inside.
See, the problem is when Embiid's lined up at that 3-point line, and Gasol, respectively, so is gonna go out there to meet him. Embiid can beat Gasol off the hop. I'm sure of it, and take him to the hoop, and I think that's gonna become an issue for this series.
I don't think I see Gasol protecting too much on the perimeter. Again, I was saying he has.
Well, you have to, otherwise he's gonna pull him up, and he'll probably end up hitting them.
He'll hit, but how many of them will he hit? Really?
Well, he'll probably shoot about 30-35%, and depending how often you're leaving them open there, become a problem.
I don't see that happening at all. Again, as you say, you can have Ben Simmons running on the inside. Toss it out to Embiid. Take that shot, please. Go ahead. If that's your game plan
when Ben Simmons starts running downhill, it's going to create a lot of other issues.
Who's in that starting lineup that can really shoot? JJ Redick, for sure.
JJ Redick, Tobias Harris, Jimmy Butler. At times. Those acquisitions that they made make a big difference for them because those guys can all pull from perimeter.
They lack a whole lot in depth. Who's really coming off the bench for Sixers? That makes an impact. No one.
Sorry. That white guy. Mc something. Starts with an M.
Mc something. McDermott?
No, Doug McDermott does not play for them.
Who you know?
McConnell, TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell.
But does he make a difference?
Yeah, he does. He's a solid player. I'd want him on my team.
Yeah, but then comparing them to the depth of the Raptors. You know?
Yeah.
Is that even
the Raptors got a lot more bench. I think the Raptors, long story short, should be able to effectively beat Philly even if it goes 7 games. I think they're a lot deeper.
Than 6 games.
And Kawhi's the best player on the court. We have the best player in the series. And you just got to withhold Jimmy Butler in the 4th quarter. That's when he shows up. No matter what Jimmy Butler does, 1st quarter to 3rd quarter, he could pull a James Harden and go 0 for 15. When that 4th quarter ball gets inbounded, he's going to drop 15 to 20 that quarter.
But when he does it, I feel like he does it
it's ISO ball.
Just to build his stats almost. I don't see him really doing that to win the game. I don't see him pushing oh shit. Some thunder
Toronto's
going on.
Thundery.
It's a stressful day, I'm telling you. But as I was saying with Jimmy Buckets, I don't see him fighting for the win. You know, he's going down the stretch. He's the one come off the court. He's just like I think he's just
I
putting up
disagree.
points.
I think he's a
'cause-
dog. I think what he thinks in that
Is
fourth
he
quarter
though?
is
When
I-
is he shown that he's a dog?
Dude.
Looking at all his past playoff,
he's barely been in the
performances.
playoffs playing in Chicago, and then
He-
one
and he
series
played
with
again.
Minnesota.
won 2 games, but again,
Yeah,
won those 2
Rondo
games
went out and
with
they had
Rondo,
nothing.
Yeah, exactly, and 4 games.
There's been a couple games this year where he's closed out that fourth quarter beautifully for Philly, and I'm talking like the last minute, hitting 2 big buckets. Like that last shot on Philly, I'm giving it to Jimmy Butler, 100%.
I guess there's no one really.
He's got that
else
killer
to-
mentality.
Him or
Whether
Riddick,
yeah,
besides
but-
those 2.
whether he's gonna hit that shot is one thing, but he's gonna take that and he's gonna give you a good chance every game. There's a lot of things to be said about Jimmy Butler, attitude, locker room issues, stuff like that. Fourth quarter, I want him on my team, man. I want that guy to go out and ball for me. And he is a playoff type of guy where he'll get on that floor, grind, fight for balls.
I don't see the whole playoff
Well,
mode from Jimmy
I think
Butler.
you'll see it next round. I think
I
they,
say
I think they know
Raptors.
like the Raptors first game. It's we're playing Brooklyn,
I'm
Orlando,
hoping
whatever.
for Raptors in 5, but I think it goes no more than Raptors in 6.
No, I think it'll go at least 6. I'm not shocked
think
to
at
go
most
7.
6.
It's
I'm
going
going-
at least 6. You think at most 6?
All right, yeah, I think 5. I would like it to go at 5,
Yeah.
but maybe they can squeak out 2 wins.
All right. Let's go to the more important team in the city
More-
tonight.
Yeah,
The more important
stressful-
tonight.
The more stressful game.
Talking game 7 to a game 5. All right?
A game 5 that we're probably gonna win by 20, 30 points.
Exactly. And this game 7 is going to be history in the making if it goes one way. If the Leafs end up losing tonight, it's
3rd time in a row.
it'll be the 3rd time in a row losing the game 7 to Boston. And I pray for my soul that it doesn't happen. But
What's your reaction to be if that happens? It goes down exactly like that. Let's hope it doesn't go down where we're having a 3-point lead, 3 goal
well,
lead,
first of all,
and
I'll tell you what my reaction
fall
is going to be.
victim to.
I have a men's league championship ice hockey game tonight at 8:10. I'm gonna get to the rink for 7 o'clock, watch the first period, go get dressed, go play the game, go win my championship, show the Leafs how it's done in go time, and then as I'm getting undressed, screw my data bill, I'm putting the game on my phone, and if I turn on that phone and they are losing, I'm gonna smash my phone through the freaking wall in the change room.
Oh.
That's not. I'm not even joking. I almost did it when I was at Scotiabank for Game 6. And when Mike Babcock decided to pull the goalie, or Freddie Anderson decided to go to the bench with 2 minutes left on a dump in, no possession, I just about jumped down from the 31st row. It was ridiculous.
Well, the series is going back and forth. You know, one team wins, the next
It's
game
been-
the other team
it's-
wins. If it does, if we are following a pattern like that, we should have the win tonight.
But
But you can't really trust patterns in sports.
Boston only had one game where they had to win. That was last game. Right? And they came to play. Those first
Okay.
2 periods, the Leafs were non-existent. We're not even participating in that game besides Freddie Anderson. So Boston with their back against the wall last game showed what they can do. Now the Leafs for the first time this series
Back against the
has
wall.
their back against the wall. Can you come and match the guys? It's
And
a
are we
great
gonna-
opportunity. These are the guys who took it to your face the last 2 times you played them in Game 7s. Right? Forget the one
Are
4
we gonna
years
see
ago.
why the excitement came from Tavares yet? Like, this is your time, man.
He's been
This
effective.
game 7.
He's been effective in the role Babcock's used him.
I know, but like,
Listen,
points wise, what does he really have?
he's got 3 points, I believe. That's it. Maybe
Oh,
4
Maybe 1 goal.
He's got
The rest
one goal,
coming off assists.
assists. But it's the defensive role he's being used in. We talked about this off camera. When you're using him to shut down Patrice Bergeron and Brad Marchand and Mitch Marner, that's all fine and dandy. But Patrice Bergeron is a top 2, top 3 defensive center as well. So now you're trying to get offense going against this great defensive player that's shutting you down as well. So it works twofold, right? And it's eliminating his offense. And he's more just worried about keeping the puck out of his net. Now, the reports are he had some comments today, but he's going to be used more on the PK and the face-off role.
That's what today, sir?
He had some comments today. He didn't want to
comments.
divulge the whole thing, but basically he's going to take the face-offs in the PK. Not sure why he wasn't before. Zach Hyman lost 2 big ones last game. Both went in the back of our net. The one early in the first, in Game 6, was horrendous. Morgan Riley gives you a big 1-0 lead. Off the face-off, Hyman not only loses it, can't even tie up Patrice Bergeron. Marchand just walks in, puts it off Hainsey's shin pad and in. I'm telling you, the volume in that arena went from level 7,000 to negative 20.
To people, the only sound you heard was people leaving. Eh?
not that early in the game, but it was just so demoralizing. And from there, you got that bad feeling that Boston has given Leafs fans so often. And that was even in our building. It was demoralizing. But I think there's lessons to be learned from Game 6 heading to Game 7 in terms of how they got to attack the game right from the jump. And we'll see what Babcock does with the
I
lines.
asked you earlier on in the series, I'm like, do you feel an aura at all that this is going to go to a Game 7 and we're going to have a repeat? And you said no. Game 6.
I said
Done.
it could go Game 7, but I think we're gonna win in 6. And I said even if it goes 7, I'm still confident. I'm not fearing this year like I was last year.
There's no butterflies in your stomach. There's no nerves.
No,
Nothing?
obviously there's nerves. Your favorite team is going to a Game 7. There's always gonna be nerves, but I'm not.
With their history too, it might be a little worse.
It doesn't shake me.
No?
If you go back to the 2014 or 13, the first time we lost when we blew that 4-1 lead, the only guys left on this team from then are Jake Gardiner and Nazem Kadri. Kadri's not even playing. And Jake Gardner's been injured and has only been playing about between 16 to 17 minutes a night. Not a big factor. So everybody, they've only have the experience of losing last time. And then that's growth. You take the experience of losing against Washington. And then last year losing against Boston. And all right, how do you stop that from happening? It's a great opportunity these guys have to prove the whole hockey world wrong. Columbus is waiting you in the second round, not Tampa Bay anymore. You can't get excited and lick your chops, but you have a big opportunity here. Can you go and take advantage and close it out? Or are you going to be the kids that we've seen so often the last 2 years and not show up when it's time to, bring out your guns and go to battle? It's simple as that. They have a great opportunity. Are they going to take advantage of it?
So do you see the winner of this series going all the way?
I think the winner of this series will go to the conference finals.
Beats Columbus?
Yeah, and I think
Both teams?
a lot of people are probably thinking I'm absolutely nuts. But can Columbus do what they did again? Are they going to get on too much of a
Was there
high?
a fluke? Who knows?
They've been sitting now they're going to be sitting close to a week by the time second round starts without
So
game
they get
action.
A nice rest.
Nice rest, but could that give you slower legs? Could that get you comfortable? Analyzing too much?
Giving you slower legs.
No, because
You might
you're
get
not in
slower
that
legs
game mentality.
Playing a Game 7 and then, oh fuck, now I gotta go back for another series.
Potentially.
Yeah, I've been sitting.
But you're
I've been
in the
relaxing.
mix of the
ready.
games. You're in the flow. Like
Yeah,
I always loved as a
It's
kid
a
when
stressful flow especially on your muscles. Like it's not. They're enjoying it. Like they're like, oh fuck, we gotta win this game. Like
yeah.
it's Game
I'm
7.
just
It's their
thinking
last
between
chance.
series, I wouldn't want to be sitting for about a full week.
Really?
I would not. You want that 3-4 days to get rejuvenated, but 7 or 8 days you don't take a check from a guy who
don't
wants
know.
to rip your head off. I think there's a good chance, no matter if it's Leafs or Bruins, comes that game
But I feel
on,
like you take
they
that hit.
steamroll
I
Columbus.
feel like you take that hit better after getting that week's of rest than not resting at all.
Or you're shocked 'cause you haven't taken a hit in a while. Now it's blindside.
Well, we might have to reconvene tonight, do a post game. If we do
after
win.
the Leafs win.
If they do win.
All right. Now there was what I think is going to be key to their success is coaching. And Mike Babcock's taking a lot of
Best
heat.
coach in the league.
I gave him some heat on social media after Game 6. A few things that frustrated me, but
Did he respond?
No, I didn't tweet at him. I don't even think he has Twitter. I just put it out there to the Twitter world, saying Mike Babcock needs to get it together. What I'd like to see is Carlo Koliakova, who hosts a morning show on TSN Radio this morning,
Yeah.
former player of Mike Babcock, talked about how years ago, I think it was 2013 or 2011, they had a series against Anaheim. Going into the last game, he made a last-minute lineup change because all these coaches who have home ice advantage are so concerned about their matchups. He went to Pavel Datsyuk, Henrik Zetterberg, two Hall of Famers. Said, guys, you're playing on the same line tonight. And that had Bruce Boudreau, the coach of Anaheim, in all sorts of shambles and confusion for the first 10 minutes. Detroit took a 2-0 lead. He said you could tell in the Anaheim players' minds that they were so frustrated. Boudreau had no idea what he wanted to do. For 2 days, he was studying how to match up these lines. Then they put their two best players together. I might, if I'm the Leafs, walk out Tavares, Matthews, Marner first shift. You're not going to roll with that all game, but do something to screw up Bruce Cassidy, who has won the coaching battle so far and this series.
So
And
you're
then
looking for him to change things up tonight?
just do something to
So
get
throw them
get
off-
Boston off their
Off
game.
rhythm, yeah.
Like the one thing I would love to see him do is
But then could that backfire?
no, I'm not
You
saying
think?
doing all game. I'm saying one shift.
Yeah, but with that one shift, if you get a bad backfire.
No, because what's gonna happen is when the Leafs put those guys out there,
Yeah.
Boston's gonna match with Bergeron and Marchand because they have last change. They're on home ice, and then the next shift you don't have to worry about who's gonna go against Bergeron and Marchand. Well, they're on the ice then, and I just think throw that periodically out there. Put Matthews and Marner together. Put Tavares up there. The issue with Kadri being out is when the Leafs don't have stuff going, he moves Nylander from the third line to Matthews' wing. But now with Kadri out, Nylander's got to stay there to play center because I don't think he wants Patty Marleau.
We did get into this. I told you. Cons outweigh the pros.
For Nazem Kadri, for sure it does. He made a bonehead move. But if they win, he's back game 1, round 2, and all is forgotten.
All hyped up.
All is forgotten.
No one's touching his team now.
Nobody's touching his team, and nobody's running at him because, well, twofold. You think, oh, if I get on this guy's skin, maybe he'll do something stupid again. But you're also going to be scared that he's going to take your front row of your teeth out of your mouth.
Can you not use that, though, as an advantage? If you're, let's say, Columbus, you're like, you know what? It was that easy to get on this guy's nerves. Let me get under his. Let me get him out of this series, too.
Yeah, you can try. Hopefully Nas has learned his lesson, and instead of hitting somebody's teeth in, just hits them in the straight shoulder through a chest and make a clean body check.
Fuck, get in a fight if you have to. Why not?
Nobody's going to fight him in this league. And on Columbus, Brandon Dubinsky, potentially, that's the only guy I can see dropping the gloves. And Kadri's the only guy in the Leafs who would ever drop the gloves in the playoffs.
You know, emotions are high. You can get anyone to fight you. Push the right buttons.
I guess Ovi got...
You can get there.
Ovi got a 19-year-old
exactly.
Svechnikov, right?
There you go.
All right. The rest of the NHL is moving right along. Last night we had a series end. A couple nights ago we had another one. The Dallas Stars upset the Nashville Predators in 6 games. Not even 7. Ben Bishop stood on his head last couple games. And the top line for Dallas really won this series. Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin, Alexander Radulov. They were in on both goals yesterday. Going back to the game before, Seguin and Ben show as well. And for me, it's disappointment from the Predators' standpoint. Their offense never got going. They had the worst power play in the league, worst power play in the playoffs, and goal scoring was their lack of success. And it led to
Who are they looking at in the next round?
Stars playing the St. Louis Blues, who upset the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, but
that's going to be a heck of a series.
Before, they have a bad history in the second round.
St. Louis does have a bad history in the second round.
So how do you see that second round going?
But that second round, every time they've entered with a guy named Jake cannot stop a puck Allen in between the pipes. This year
Stopped it for the first round.
This year you got Jordan Binnington. Good case that he could win Rookie of the Year, even though he only played 30-something games. Yeah. But this kid's been an absolute stud since he walked into that Blues locker room this year. Went on like an 18-2 run towards the end of the season. First time they went from 30th in the league, 31st around Christmas, to then becoming in a playoff position. This team has been the hottest team the second half of the year into the first round. Took down the Winnipeg Jets, who are seen by many, including myself, as a Stanley Cup contender. Yeah. I think Dallas is gonna have a tougher time against St. Louis
people are
than
saying
they did
they're the best
Nashville.
Canadian team in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, but they looked really slow. They looked
too.
slow. They couldn't get on the forecheck. The name of their game was speed and toughness last couple years. They go on and give a first-round pick at the trade deadline for Kevin Hayes. Good player, but you got to think he's only putting up numbers in New York because he's about their only offensive option besides Matt Zuccarello. Yeah. And you have a first-round pick for this guy who, again, is slow. He's big, 6'2", 6'3", but he's slow. And their team just didn't have enough speed to keep up with Dallas, who's got high flyers. So it was a great series, great playoffs. I can't wait for the second round. And
the first round, at least for hockey, was a lot better than the first round. Basketball.
The NBA first round has been terrible.
It's been a snooze fest.
First night got you excited when Brooklyn took down Philly.
Yeah, every first night got excited. Orlando took down
Raptors.
Toronto.
That didn't get me excited. That got me.
It didn't get me excited, but I'm sure it got a lot of people excited.
And now we have Vegas and San Jose heading to a Game 7. And that Game 6, did you watch any of that double overtime?
I missed it.
Vegas was all over San Jose. It was no contest.
Really?
And then San Jose, on the penalty kill of all times, scores a short-handed goal to win a double OT on a muffin by my guy Marc-Andre Fleury. So I think Flowers going to come ready to play Game 7. Vegas had 58 shots.
Yeah, but who do you actually have winning? If you have
Vegas.
To put your money down, Vegas?
I got money on Vegas already, buddy.
The Vegas betting odds.
I bet on the series that Vegas would win the series.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for them to take out San Jose, but I wouldn't be surprised if San Jose does win because early in the series, Martin Jones looked like he couldn't stop anything in net. He was cheddar cheese. Everything was going through him. And then last game, makes 57, 58 saves. Looks like a totally different goalie. If he plays the way he did in Game 6, San Jose will give themselves a good shot. but that Vegas Golden Knights offense is not going to get stymied 2 straight games. Mark Stone, Max Pacioretty, Paul Stastny, probably been the best line in the playoffs. I think they're going to get it done for Game 7.
All right. Well, is that tonight?
That is tonight.
All right. Well, there's a lot of games to cover tonight.
Yeah, maybe we got to do a show tomorrow.
I
Just
know,
talk
I was gonna
about
say,
them.
we might have to reconvene for this.
All right, the rest of the NBA playoffs. There's been one series in particular that has been very interesting. OKC versus your guys, the Portland
Has it
Trailblazers.
been interesting, or has it just gone?
Oh, I've loved seeing Russell Westbrook lose, so it's been super interesting to
for
me.
you, it has, because you're a hater.
I'm not a hater, I'm a realist.
No, you're a hater.
I tell the truth about Russell Westbrook. He's a good player, 13th best player in the league, but he can't win in the playoffs. Can barely win in the regular season. Max is 7th, 8th seeds.
When was the last time he's missed a playoff?
Yeah, he barely gets a 7th,
You know
8th
who's
seed. Few
missed the
games
playoffs
above
before
500. Oh, LeBron James.
Yeah, there you go.
Did Russell Westbrook
Is there no credit?
Did Russell
in that?
Westbrook miss 18 straight games though? Did he? No. Exactly. You got nothing to say.
But is there no credit in the fact that he stayed with OKC and he's consistently
Oh,
taking them to
Muffin.
playoffs every
You want a
fucking
trophy?
year?
You want a trophy for being loyal and for making the first round and then losing
I
the
feel like
first
you should
round
get a
every
trophy in
year.
today's NBA
Every
for
year.
that shit.
For making the playoffs?
Every year with the team that you started with.
You're joking me.
Name me another player to do it.
Well, LeBron did it in Cleveland until he left.
And left, came back, left.
Kobe.
Okay.
Dirk. Giannis is doing it. Dwayne Wade. Oh.
Dwayne Wade. Okay.
What do you mean?
You didn't, where are they for the last 2 years?
Reggie Miller took Indiana to the playoffs how many times? Never
And
won.
these are all
Very
greats
similar.
But these are all greats that you're talking about.
Yeah.
As soon as it comes to Westbrook, he's overrated.
No, he'll be a
this,
great,
he's this.
but he is overrated and he's never going to win. He's going to be like Reggie Miller, Charles Barkley.
He's never gonna.
He's going to be in that top echelon of guys.
Let him
who
go to
are-
Lakers. He'll win.
No, LeBron will never play with him. LeBron needs shooters. That guy cannot shoot. Do you know his shooting numbers this
Don't
year?
even bring up his shooting numbers because there's other numbers
Buddy,
that
field
no
goal
point guard can compare
field goal
with him.
percentage in the playoffs this year. But you were telling me the other day that Kyle Lowry's been a failure because he can't score. So now let's go through Russell
In one
Westbrook's
game.
issues scoring every game. All right, shooting 36% from the field this year in the playoffs.
How many points?
36.
How many points does he finish off with?
Dude, I'll give you points in 1 second. But what the fuck does it matter your shooting percentage if you're freaking bricking 60% of your shots?
Yeah, but he's still averaging close to 30 points.
21. How's that 30? 21, buddy. And
And he's averaging a triple double.
in the playoffs, is he? Are you sure about that?
Oh, in the playoff? I don't know about playoffs, but I'm
Well,
saying in season.
let's go through his games, would you? All right.
Let's go.
So, game 1 here, 24 points. Not bad. 8 for 17 field goals, 47.1%.
Give me the rebounds and assists.
10 rebounds, 10 assists. Decent game.
Decent. A triple double.
Yeah, but he's
When
jumping
was a
jumping over
triple-double-
guys and you're getting assists. Congratulations, you got a triple double.
When has the NBA turned to?
Why is a triple double so important if it doesn't turn into wins? I don't get this with Russell Westbrook. Who cares what you do if you do not win? Isn't that the name of the game? Is winning in the playoffs?
It
Who
is,
cares he
but
gets a triple double?
you get
He's done it 3 straight seasons. Why are we still surprised by this?
because it hasn't been done from a player besides him and who?
I'm
Oscar?
sure other guys. You tell me LeBron James couldn't go out there and get a triple double every game
Then why doesn't he?
because it's not gonna win
That
the
might-
game. It's not
I
gonna
have
win
a
the
big feeling
game.
that would win them the game.
Then he would do it. He's won more games than anybody in the NBA in the last
there's
9
a reason
years.
that it's been about 40 years that another player hasn't averaged a goddamn triple double in a season.
The pace of play, the rates of shots, all that stuff is way up right now. How
So
many
why
possessions
hasn't any
are per
other
game?
player done it?
As
even
I'm telling you, if it would lead to wins, maybe some guys would try
It
it.
leads to enough wins to keep himself in a playoff position.
And he gets a triple double, but he shoots terrible averages.
You're talking
and
about
his team
you're
loses.
talking about-
He
oh,
takes
you
bad
think
shots.
LeBron James can
Yes,
average
he
triple.
can.
Well, maybe if he did, they would be in the freaking playoffs this year.
They're out of the playoffs because he missed 18 games. They were in the
18?
4th seed before he got injured.
And then he came back and
they
played
were
how
out.
many more games?
But
Came
they were
back and
already
played-
out, and then everything went sour. Oh, the whole team was injured. Brandon Ingram was injured. Alonzo Ball was out. Rajon Rondo was out.
took
Brandon
J.R.
Ingram was playing
Smith.
point guard.
He took the worst finals team I've ever seen to the finals.
Yes, but that team was better
why?
because at least you had Kevin Love
Talent-wise,
that
nowhere
could do
better.
something.
You had who?
Kevin Love and some guys who could shoot. Nobody
Where's
in the
Kevin Love
Lakers
now?
can shoot. Yeah, he's done without LeBron James.
Exactly.
And he's on Cleveland. Terrible freaking
So you're
team.
telling me there's not even...
Okay,
two
can
more
we get
players on
back to
Lakers.
Westbrook game 2?
Okay, go. Get to Westbrook game 2.
Game 2. 5 of
I know you had a
20.
monster game 3.
5 of 20. All right.
Okay. Stats?
9 rebounds, 11 assists, 14 points.
Okay.
L. Just like game 1.
Okay. Give me
Game
game
2,
3.
Finally shoots
That was game
50%.
2. Give me
Goes
the game
11 for
3.
22. All right. And gets 5 rebounds, 11 assists, 33 points.
30. Don't hide
Oh,
that point.
one
Says
great
it's
game.
nothing. And they won. No?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Where was Paul George with his 22 points?
And a broken shoulder.
And a broken shoulder. He's had a broken shoulder for fucking 8 years now, bro.
8 years.
Show up.
What do you want to do if he keeps playing? It's never going to get better.
So whose fault is that?
Well, do you want him to
If he-
sit? Do you want him to sit down
He
and
could
not
have
play
sat for the season. Yes.
for the season?
No, I mean like during the season he could have sat out for a
Uh.
few games. He chose not to. He chose to play.
Anyways, game 4. Back to classic Russ. 5 for 21.
Okay.
23.8 field goal
These
percentage.
losses
2 for 7 from the
are
3-point
not
line.
just because of
9 rebounds, 7
Westbrook.
assists for 14 points. You take 21 shots and
Show
19
me,
points.
Show me fucking Lillard
14.
stats.
Literally, if you give me a sec, has been sick.
Has been
But
amazing.
let's just get to. It's just a pattern for Russell Westbrook, especially when it comes to elimination games.
It
This
is.
is why I cannot wait for Game 5 because it's 3-1 right now, right? Let's go.
tonight.
Let's go back to last year. Game 6 elimination game versus the Utah Jazz and a rookie-led Donovan Mitchell. This is not a star-studded lineup, not a bunch of veterans who have been there, done that. All right?
You got some good players on that team.
He ends up with 46 points, Russ does. But when you're taking 43 shots and only have 46 points, 43 shots. Are you kidding me?
This year or last year?
Last season, elimination game. That is why they lost.
Who else?
And he took 3 terrible
who
shots
else
at the
do
end
they
of the
have to
game.
Take those goddamn shots.
Paul George last year.
Where was he? Show me his stats.
Give me a sec to find him. I
Yeah.
did not prepare Paul George. But this guy, there's a clear pattern.
There's-
I do not care if you get 46 points if you're taking 43 shots, pal.
Okay, but there's too much. Like it's all. Oh, it's Westbrook. It's Westbrook. But you also have a guy who's before All-Star break was fighting for an MVP. They were talking about.
Yeah, and
And
he's
Paul
been
George
injured. Russ is, as I
has
know, is
been
healthy.
injured. Bro, this guy like if he's playing, to me he's good enough to play. You like the injury is not gonna change his game that much.
Well, let me paint
But
this.
now as soon as he starts losing it, it's he's injured. Oh, he's injured. He can't play. Then why the fuck is he on the court? Why is he not resting?
Dude, if he went and sat out this game, you would call him a little bitch.
This game, yeah, because he didn't sit out the whole fucking season games that he said he was injured for.
All right, well,
So why sit
let's
out now?
just paint the picture of Russell Westbrook.
Look at Blake Griffin coming back to play with one fucking leg against Milwaukee, the number 1 team in the East.
Congrats, his team sucks regardless.
Yeah, but he
Okay, so he's
came
actually supposed
play.
to be good. So, I don't know what happened with Russ because in the playoffs, I guess, well, with KD left, he fell apart. 2011, 12, 2010, he's a good playoff performer. Let's look at how his numbers have dropped since 2012. 2012, he shot 43%. 2013, 41. Then 42 in 2014. Then falls off. The next 4 years, 405 down to 38, 39. This year down to 36. And all of his numbers are following that track. Efficient field goal percentage, true shooting percentage, even free throw percentage.
But he's also taking more shots. Before,
But he shouldn't be because
No,
he's
but I'm
not
saying
an
you
efficient
went
shooter.
Back to 2012 and stuff. Kevin Durant was also on that team.
Sure, but his shot
James
share,
Harden.
his shot share now with PG should be pretty much equal to his last season playing
Is it
with
though?
KD.
Is PG
just-
even close to the greatness of Kevin Durant?
No, I'm saying the
Nope.
shot share should be fairly similar in terms
Should
of
it be?
percentage of shots. Yes.
You were just talking about an injured shoulder, so why would he be shooting just as
No,
much
I'm
as
saying for the
Westbrook?
entirety of the 2 years he's played with PG,
Okay, but
the percentage of
you're talking
shots
about
should
this
be
year.
similar.
We're talking about this year.
Okay, and then in the
His
last
numbers went
series,
down.
but I'd still
taking
take
more
Paul
shots.
George with the injured shoulder shooting over Russell Westbrook.
Oh my god.
Russell Westbrook, do you know what the
That,
Do you know what the third lowest efficient shot was this season? It was the lowest efficient until about the end of the season.
this year.
A Russell Westbrook 3-point shot was
Yeah,
the
he
lowest
keep-
efficient shot.
Yeah.
I said that to you how many times this season? So why does he keep shooting from behind the 3-point line? He's as bad as Ben Simmons. We just don't know it because Ben Simmons doesn't take the shots. But Russell Westbrook takes
bad.
them and clank, clank, clank. He's not a winning point guard, and you will never win with him, and he will never win.
I don't know.
We'll move on because you're done. You have nothing left to say.
I wasn't prepared with these stats like you were.
You want me to go playoffs, advanced stats, just shooting stats, play by play? Like, Jesus, you name it. I'll find a way to pick this guy apart.
Yay.
Where do you think he is in terms of the top players in the league? You think he's top 10, top 15?
I got a top 10.
He's not top 10.
He's top 10.
I
Name me
have him 13th.
Name me 10
I
players.
have him
better
the
than
13th best player in the
Okay,
league.
Name me 10 players better than Westbrook, please.
All right, you might
Please.
have to help me up. You got LeBron James.
Okay, we know the 5. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Giannis, and Kawhi.
Kawhi.
Get those out.
Anthony Davis.
Okay.
Okay. Then who you
Steph
got?
Curry. Okay.
Steph Curry we didn't have in
Mhm.
there. Well, Klay Thompson's debatable.
No, don't you even bring me up Klay Thompson.
Way more efficient player. But
Yeah, 'cause
debatable.
all he has to do
Hey,
is catch and shoot.
For me, when I did this a few days ago, I wish I wrote it down. I had Russell Westbrook as the 12th or 13th, and Klay was one step behind him. So take a second and
Okay.
breathe, homie.
No, you had.
Breathe.
You were just about to put Klay Thompson in front of Westbrook.
Okay, anyways,
insane.
Joel Embiid.
No.
Yes.
You're just talking shit about him.
No, I'm saying that Jonas Valanciunas can
Rewind
shut
20
him down.
minutes into this
Rewind it. Watch it back.
podcast.
All I
See
said.
everything wrong with Joel Embiid.
All I said was that Jonas Valanciunas can shut him down better than Marcus Gasol can, and that with him off the team, it helps. What's his face? Simmons more. All right. Okay. I also put Damian Lillard
Okay.
above Russell Westbrook. So what are we at now? 8, 9,
8 players.
8 players. All right. We got LeBron, KD, Anthony Davis, James Harden, Steph, Giannis,
Stuck, eh?
Joel Embiid, and then Paul George. I put above him.
You
Kawhi
put Paul
Leonard,
George above the guy
Damian
who's on his team.
Lillard. Yes.
How is Paul George? Then why isn't Paul George saving these games?
Because his shoulder is falling apart and he can't even lift it.
Oh my god! Like,
All right, and then I'd probably
excuses.
and then I
from
might even put
All-Star
Carl Anthony
break.
Towns above Russell Westbrook.
What? Carl Anthony Towns.
Yes, you can rely on him more.
Bro, the guy who can't take his team out of the 12th position.
Oh, that's
in
because
the league.
he just doesn't give a damn, and neither does Andrew Wiggins.
So
but if
how
he
the
got
fuck
motivated,
does he even come close to a player like Westbrook? If
oh,
he doesn't give
sorry,
a damn?
there's one guy I really forgot about. Kyrie Irving.
There's probably players playing
Nope.
fucking pickup ball like local.
Okay,
court
fine.
better
Forget
than Cat.
Carl Anthony
Yeah.
Towns, Kyrie Irving as well. So now we're at 10, 11 guys. You want me to recap that for you? James, Durant, Anthony Davis, James Harden, Steph Curry, Giannis, Joel Embiid, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving. That's 11
How
players.
dare you have Paul George in there when he's on
Okay,
the
then it's
exact
10.
same
Then there's
fucking
10
team?
guys. Then there's
Huh?
10. He's not in the top 10. Those 10 are undoubtedly,
I
unequivocally.
take Joel Embiid, and I take freaking Paul George
man.
out of that top.
You're out of here. Go watch the games, compare the numbers. Compare them. I'm telling you.
Compare the teams.
He's not a top 10 player. I'm
Joel
sorry.
Embiid's looking good on a team that he has freaking the most stacked starting lineup in the East.
In the East.
Yeah.
And what's really stacked? They're unproven, and we just ripped them apart for all their deficiencies.
Injury prone Joel Embiid fucking better than Westbrook. Get out of here. You just
How do
talking about-
injuries come into playing skill?
Hmm?
You're just
You
sour
just
now.
told me that injuries are coming to a huge play skill for Paul George.
No, in terms of right now. Yeah. But I'm
so
saying
that's how
as
injuries come.
as
That's
healthy
how
players,
injuries-
forget.
healthy for how long?
Oh my god. If you had to pick a game you needed to win and it's today and
I'm
everybody
putting Westbrook on that
everybody
team over
in the
Joel
league
Embiid.
is healthy.
Yes. I'm putting Westbrook on that over Joel.
You're
Embiid.
saying that because of your heart, not your brain, my friend.
I'm saying because of both.
Nah. I agree to disagree. Alright? And I don't know where the hell we started with this topic. Something about OKC and Portland. So what I want to close this discussion with is, what do you do with OKC if you lose in this first round? Third straight year you lose in the first round. Second straight year with PG and Russ
If I'm
as
OKC,
a combo.
I'm keeping it. I'm working on them. I'm gonna see what the real issue
Just
is.
try and retool it. Add to the group.
What I'm starting to think is maybe OKC takes a different direction. Maybe they say
Hold
You know
on.
what this-
Hold on. I don't know what you're gonna say, but I want to hear this.
maybe this Westbrook experiment hasn't been working out for
Oh, so you're telling me you can't win with the guy you just spent 15 minutes defending?
Okay, if they're fighting for a championship, like I don't know, I don't see that happening in the West.
I'll tell you what. We can move away.
At
from,
least for the next 4 years.
you can move away from Russ, but it sets you back. PG's not going to be happy then. Unless you trade Russ.
But let's say you move away Russ, and let's say you keep PG, keep that team. Is that
you gotta
how
hope
much worse of a team?
You gotta hope you can get one of the All-Stars that are available this offseason, and
trade them.
But what is interesting to me would be, are players gonna look at that situation if they trade Russ, the guy who was bled and died for that organization, re-signed and everybody's left, as players looked at Danny Ainge trading Isaiah Thomas? Because you heard Anthony Davis's dad and other players say, I don't want to go to Boston because you can't trust that management group. Will players say, I don't want to go sign an OKC when they just traded away Russell fucking Westbrook, who's been the only guy to put that organization first?
I don't think it'll fall like it did with Isaiah Thomas, just because Isaiah Thomas came
It wouldn't
up.
be as gutty because Isaiah had that sister situation. They're passing the playoffs.
And he also had like that. He was coming off Boston's best season in years. You know, they were first. They went to the finals, the conference finals. I mean, and like
as much
taking a guy off after that, it's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
But
As much as I think it's so hard to win with Russ, I'm not moving on from him for the simple fact that, okay, KD may leave Golden State, but in this league we've seen the last 10 years, you need
go back to OKC.
He's gonna go to the Knicks. You need 3 All-Stars to win, right? In this league, plain and simple, right now. So even if you get rid of Russ, and well, even if you want to beat the Raptors, Celtics, Sixers,
do Raptors really have 3 All-Stars?
Well, Siakam I think was very close bid. Gets you on that borderline.
He's getting there,
right?
Who knows where he'd be
without
next
him.
year.
That's why I was upset about that Leonard DeRozan trade, because I'm like, if you kept DeRozan and added Leonard, that would have been sweet. But you still only got 2 guys. We didn't see Siakam growing.
Yeah.
But where I was going with that is, even if you replace Russ with a free agent this year, which I don't know who's gonna be too keen on going and playing Oklahoma City, is you take 2 steps forward, take 2 steps back. Literally, you'll be in the same spot, if not worse. So you got to keep Russ and hope that you can add somebody in free agency to get your 3rd guy this year.
But the thing is, keeping Russ, dude, does anything really change for OKC? Like,
if you add somebody else,
do we just have the same year every year? Make it to the playoffs.
When's the last time they changed their coach? 5-6 years? Maybe you got to get different looks and for Russ.
I feel like changing the coach might cause more problems for OKC, if anything.
I don't know if the Raptors can change the coach.
A coach telling Westbrook don't take those shots might be a problem, you know, between the two.
Well, then Russ doesn't want to win. People always say LeBron James hired a coach, but LeBron wins at least. Russ, you've had, how many years has this guy been in the league? And you've made the finals once.
Yeah.
The King took you down.
But how many players can say the same?
Not a whole lot. But since KD left, he's been able to get past the first round, all right? So you got to try something different. If he doesn't want to, with a new coach, then yeah, you say get the hell out of here.
Let me ask, since you're a DeMar DeRozan fanatic, where do you have DeMar DeRozan in the league?
Before this season, I would have had him like between that 20-25. This season, he's fell off a little bit, so maybe he's in that 25 to 30.
Okay. I thought you were going to tell me something different.
What, that he's a top 10?
He's a top 15 or something.
I think a couple years ago when he averaged 27.3 points, and he was coming around on the 3-pointer a little bit, and ended up shooting, I think, 47% that year.
And then came to playoffs?
He was a top 15 player.
He shot the bed?
Potentially, yeah.
But then Westbrook gets all this criticism.
Yeah, that's why Westbrook's no longer a top 10 player in my mind. I just told you how DeRozan, I've lowered him because of X factors.
But DeRozan's also like, he's played significantly worse.
And now, tell me this.
And his team.
Russell Westbrook's supposed to be a way better player than DeMar DeRozan, right?
Mm.
Refuses to change his game. We've had this conversation for so many times. You say, Russ the type of guy, if he sees that look, he's going to take it. Sees that hole, he's going to do this. He's going to do that. Russ mentality, Mamba mentality.
Can't teach an old dog new tricks.
And you liken it to Mamba mentality. DeRozan's a guy who idolized Kobe his whole life, grew up in the LA area, wants to be a mid-range shooter and scorer. Goes to San Antonio this year as a good coach, totally changes the way he plays. Has a career high in assists, career low in usage percentage in terms of how often the ball's in his hand. If a guy like DeMar DeRozan can change, if Russ is way better, why can't Russell Westbrook change and find a more winning route? That Spurs team sucked throughout the year, and DeRozan was able to keep adjusting and help them get into the playoffs.
Yeah, but so was Aldridge.
Yeah, so 2 guys were able to grow throughout the season. Russ fell off, and OKC as season went on. You can say, okay,
Paul
George.
Really fallen off?
They were 3-4 seed early on, for about halfway through the season, no?
But I'm saying from last year. Last season they were 6th. This year they came in what, 6th, 5th,
8th. No. Yeah, 6th.
They playing.
Well, it was all within a half game or 1 game, right? They're playing Portland, they're 6th seed.
Yeah.
But half game they could have been in 8th.
So like it's virtually the same team,
They
same player. I don't know. It's tough.
would you? Long story short, yes or no? I got a gun to your head. Would you bring him back next year? And Paul George, you got 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3.
I'll bring
You're
back
dead.
Westbrook.
You're already dead. Doesn't matter.
I don't know. It's tough because I don't know what direction that team goes with either decision. If they get rid of them, I don't see them going.
If you get rid of
better.
Russ, go trade PG and start
Keeping them,
rebuilding.
I don't see them getting.
That's what I would do. If you think it's done with Russ, you're not going to give it on that. Trade PG then to the Lakers, get the young players. They'll forget about Anthony Davis real quick and start your rebuild.
Maybe.
Your small market team, free agents don't want to come there. Same thing with the
Yeah.
Raptors, right? So if Leonard leaves and you have trading Lowry, it's start the rebuild. You're not going to get free agents in some markets. It's plain and simple. I was shocked when PG re-signed, but he had been there already.
But then again, he was resigning because he had that. He built that
he had been there.
connection with
He had been there.
Westbrook.
All right, we already discussed this a little bit, but we want to get into my man Charles Barkley laid down his top 5 players in the league the other
Yeah.
night. We already discussed our top 10, but he had his top 5. I don't know if it was in this order or not. He had KD, LeBron,
It's the
Giannis,
other
Harden, and Kawhi.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I
Would
think
you say
that's
that is the
just-
top 5 players in the league right now?
Well, I would like if it's in the order, I would switch up KD and LeBron.
Still think LeBron's the best in the league
Mhm.
this year? I disagree. I love LeBron. I think
Okay, but,
KD's the best player in the world
tail
right
of
now.
Seasons, sure. Like when KD won his MVP, would you say that year that he was better than LeBron?
No, LeBron should have won the MVP that year, the year before, and the year after.
Who is the unanimous MVP every year?
LeBron should have 5 to 6 MVPs,
I don't know.
undoubtedly. I have one big issue with that top 5.
Now,
I don't know who you should take out of there. I'll get to who I think should be out of there shortly.
I know, no.
But it's ridiculous to think that Steph Curry, who when LeBron was playing him in the finals, before KD went there, everybody was saying the mantle in the league is going to go to Steph. He's the second best player in the league at that moment, if not the best. And now KD comes there, and we've totally forgotten about this guy and underappreciated him. And to think he's not in the top 5 players in the league? Are you kidding me?
You know why I feel that happened? Because
KD went there.
no, but right before KD came, what happened to Golden State?
Yeah, they lost to the best player of
They
all time.
lost to a 3-1 lead in the finals.
So
So
why
bringing
did
KD, they,
okay, but
they swept.
why did that not knock KD down? Because he lost a 3-1 lead to Golden State that year. KD's still seen
'Cause,
as that
again,
top guy.
he was putting a lot of blame on Mr.
Russell
I'm not
Westbrook.
naming anymore. Yeah.
To me, he's the greatest shooter of all time. I
Yeah,
don't think
I can agree with that.
he's gonna get the most 3 points of all time.
Yeah.
He's already got the most 3-pointers made in the playoffs all time. He's got the highest shooting even this year, which was a down
But
shooting.
I feel
This
like
is a down shooting year for him. I
Uh,
mean, 1 second. I think he still shot over 40 from deep. Shot 43%. And apparently was blind for 2 months. Got his glasses and then went 10 for 12 from
Yeah.
deep. With the contact, sorry.
I
Average
hated how
20
the fucking reporter asking him the question said, "How did you deal with for the last 2 years deal with your disease or something?"
Yeah.
And he started laughing. He's like, "Disease is like a lot of people in the world wear glasses. What are you talking about?"
Well, no, he's got a underlying disease that is causing the problem with the eyes.
But like, how bad is his eyesight
So-
really?
I don't know, but he got a lot better.
Has it
He-
affected him?
He was in a bad shooting slump for about 4 weeks and then broke up when he
For
got
4
contacts.
weeks. For
4 to 6
fucking the
weeks.
last 4 years,
But
he's been the best
I want to
shooter.
get back to the root of the discussion with KD and Steph.
Yeah.
KD averaged this year 26 points per game in 34.6 minutes. My friend Stephen Curry, 27.3 minutes. Sorry, 27.3 points per game in 33 minutes.
Mm.
Less minutes, more points. Better field goal percentage, better 3-point percentage. Higher assists. They have better record when he's in the lineup and KD's not than vice versa when he's not and KD is. How is he not a top 5 player? Do you think he's in the top 5? I think he's in the top 3.
What is the top 5 though? Is it top 5 now or is it top 5
Right now.
of all time?
No,
like
not of all time.
No, I mean like of
Right
like
now.
the last few years.
Right now.
But then who out of that 5 would you take out to replace him with? 'Cause
Kawhi
a
Leonard.
lot of those, huh?
Kawhi Leonard.
But Kawhi
Kawhi's
Leonard's
out
a
for me.
two-way player. He's one of the best two-way players in the league.
Steph used to be a crappy defender. Now he's a better than he's
decent
better than
defender.
an average defender now for his position.
But yeah, it's for his position.
He-
Look who's
he's
Kawhi's
got good
defending.
steal numbers too. All right, dude, he's got 1.3 steals.
But I
Then Kawhi's
mean,
1.7.
But look at Steph Curry's position, the point guard.
Yes, sir.
Defending wise, who causes him a big problem, really?
Not a
And
whole.
let's keep it in his conference. Let's say the West. Westbrook. Who else?
Chris Paul, James Harden,
Chris
depending
Paul,
who's playing
really?
point guard.
This year?
Well, maybe not this year a whole
Yeah.
lot, but guy who can give you issues.
But I'm saying
Damian
for
Lillard.
like
Damian Lillard, who thinks he's better than Steph.
for them to claim like Kawhi Leonard's the best two-way player, especially the position that he's in.
Is he the best
Isn't-
two-way player?
He's one. I feel like he is.
Okay, two-way player. I might give him that, or a guy like Anthony Davis.
But I'm saying for the position that he's guarding, that's insane to like have that feat, to be like, oh, I'm the best two-way player, and especially I'm a small
So
forward too.
how many small forwards in the East can really go at Kawhi? Give him issues. Giannis. And
The
and
MVP?
and who else? Exactly.
Well,
Small
with
forward is
Philly,
not what it used to
What
be.
about what position is Butler in right now? He's probably playing 3.
Butler plays 2, 3. Ben Simmons
plays at
plays 1,
3.
2, 3.
Because Riddick.
Okay, and
I
then
assume is
Jason
a-
Tatum didn't do
Okay.
nothing this year. Neither did Gordon
Yeah, but
Hayward.
playoff Jason Tatum's different. And we know that.
Yeah.
Don't even front. That's in the East. But I'm saying move over to the West now. You got KD, you got LeBron, you got
LeBron just got to the West. Never played against Kawhi in the West.
maybe played him in the finals.
Twice.
Yeah, and he won.
One time.
Exactly.
Lost another time.
He did, but that's what I'm saying. That's
It-
crazy. He's
Kawhi-
guarding those guys. He's guarding the,
So, how
the best
about
players
this?
in the league.
Colin Cowherd. A lot of people dislike him. A lot of people
I
like
hate
him.
him,
I
but-
love him. He was actually discussing the same thing, top 5 players.
Mm.
And I thought a great point, kudos to him, that he brought up is, to me, a top 5 player is a guy who can go out there when you need it. He's going to win you the game.
Mm.
He's going to get it done. You can take the game from being a 4-point lead to a 14-point lead in 4 minutes. Go on a 10-0 run himself. Who in the league can go on a 10-0 run? KD, LeBron, Giannis,
Kawhi.
Harden, Steph. Not Kawhi.
I'm sorry. So okay. So you're saying the best players, whatever it is, can go out there and win you the game when you're needed, right?
Go out there and get your damn buckets. Take it from a 4-point game that's tight
wish-
to put the game out of question and
Two
get it done.
instances in which Curry did not do that.
2 in his whole season.
No, but
I can find when Kawhi didn't
no,
either.
I'm not talking about this season. I'm talking
Alright.
about himself in the finals against Cleveland.
That one series when they
Yeah,
lost
all they had to
to
do
the
was win
greatest
one more
player.
game. They couldn't do
to the
that.
greatest player. And I'm talking about currently
He did
right
that-
now, not
he
3
did
years
that
ago.
this
Addis.
first series
You asked me
against
2 minutes
Clippers
ago.
as well.
2 minutes ago, you
As
asked me
soon
talking
as
right
KD
now.
got kicked off that game, what happened? Curry was nowhere. He couldn't even win. He had the last shot.
When they blew the
He was the
31-point
one-
lead.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he
'cause he
was
got
the
called
one
the
to
whole
take
game. His
that
whole
shot
team
to
blew
save them from getting a
Okay,
loss
what
in the first
happened to
round.
what happened to Kawhi in Game 1 when the Raptors were doing nothing? He did nothing as well.
Yeah, but we also had no.
No, blah, blah,
No Kyle
what?
No,
And
yeah,
then they
no
and
Kyle
Steph
Lowry.
had no KD. It's the exact same comparison you're trying to make.
Yeah, but I'm saying to use that as an argument, he's shown that sometimes he can't be that player.
No, sometimes, but he does a lot more often, more often than
But with
Kawhi
the best,
Leonard.
with the freaking 5 All-Stars? Like,
Okay,
when do I see him
Let's
doing
just
that
debunk
himself?
this 5 All-Star thing for a sec this year, right? DeMarcus Cousins has been nowhere near an All-Star, barely been near a starter. He's been the worst defensive player in the league.
This
the
year?
statistics show it. Yeah, I'm saying this year because you're talking about this year right now.
Okay, but you
And-
also coming off a
And
huge
Draymond
injury.
Green has been atrocious this year, only averaging 7 points a game. His assist numbers are way
Yeah.
down. He can't shoot.
Yeah,
They have 3 All-Stars this year, right?
yeah.
The other 2 suck.
If you had a healthy DeMarcus Cousins, is he not the best
If,
center in the
but,
league?
but
Is
we're
he
not talking about
the-
ifs. We're talking about what's happened
But this is
year.
no. But I'm saying this is what was set up with the team. Is he not the best center if he was healthy?
Yeah, him or a couple other
Yeah.
guys.
So coming into the season,
But you
what
knew
confidence do
you
think
knew
that
he
gives
wasn't
you-
gonna be healthy though. He was an insurance policy for if somebody
No,
goes
you
down.
thought he was
you
not
can give
going to be
him-
healthy for the first half. Later on, we can bring him back, especially for playoff time. He'll be perfect.
And he wasn't.
Yeah, but
was nowhere
stuff
near
like that
himself.
you can't predict. But I'm saying the confidence that gives a player like Steph Curry, who's a point guard, who's supposed to lead this starting lineup,
Yeah.
that's like okay, you're set. You know, like you have the best player in almost every position.
Okay, so you've you've agreed with me that Steph should be in the top 5 or no?
I don't like if we're talking about now,
Yeah.
this season, no.
Oh, you're a loser.
I have
I
him
can't
6th.
believe it. If KD was not on that team, he'd be leading the league in scoring from the point guard position. And would be
would
top
he win
10
a
in
championship
assists.
every year? I don't think so.
Dude, he almost did it. He got one, and then he
And
lost
then
to
he
the
lost
greatest
the
player of
second
all
one.
time, which KD lost to as well.
Who's in his conference now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so next year, the year after that, if KD's not on that team, you think that's not going to be a problem for Steph Curry?
Unless LeBron adds like AD and Kyrie Irving.
Just needs
No.
to add one more player, I feel. And needs to get rid of
Nah,
some
LeBron needs
cancers.
two more.
No.
Because the problem is, if
Especially if Golden
you
State
think if
breaks
Kevin
up, no.
if Kevin Durant leaves, that Golden State's not gonna go and get somebody else to come in there.
No, but I'm saying you think, okay, so you're telling me LeBron is in that top 5, is one of the, you think he's the best player in the league?
I think he's second best in the league right now.
And then you're telling me also right now, KD leaves Golden State, that LeBron needs 2 more All-Stars to win anything?
Yeah, because
Who the fuck does James
Golden
Harden have?
nobody, and that's why he doesn't win.
But he's
He's got
second in the
old
West.
Chris Paul.
He's second in the West.
Yeah, that's
and he has-
regular
And he
season.
took last year. He took Golden
Regular
State to a game
season,
7.
bro. Raptors were first in the East last year. What does that mean?
He took Golden State to a game 7. He was about to eliminate them with KD.
Sorry, say that again.
He took James Harden and the
Oh,
Houston
yes,
Rockets.
yes.
Took
Yeah, and you said a few days ago, correct me if I'm wrong, that Golden State was mailing it in that series until they had to win in Game 7. Yeah, they don't give a damn because they're so good. If KD leaves, somebody else is going to go there. Because they know.
Who?
Dude, any one of the All-Stars.
Yeah, but okay, you know the All Stars that are on free agency. Who do you see going to Golden State? Let's say KD leaves. And this is speculation that KD is gonna leave because we don't know if he just wants to
He
keep
probably
winning
will.
championships.
He
and
probably
stay.
will. I mean, Kyrie's not going there. Jimmy Butler, potentially. I wouldn't be surprised if a guy like Kemba Walker, you could fit
But
in
yeah,
there, even though he's a
where?
guard.
Really?
Oh, you have Clay taking most spots at 3. They can make a trade. They could do a sign and trade with KD. I just think they're not gonna let KD walk and not restock that cupboard.
I don't think.
And get
I don't
something out
think
of it.
KD's.
If KD leaves and they don't do nothing,
I think
it's a
that team
problem.
stays. Why break it up? Especially if they win a championship. this
KD
year.
should stay. Who out of the greats has won 4 straight NBA titles? MJ didn't do it. Kobe and Shaq didn't do it.
I feel like he's just scared it might be overshadowed because of the team that he's.
Oh, it is. It
on.
means nothing. Him winning 4 in Golden State is the equivalent of winning 2 anywhere else.
Exactly. So.
Hopefully, hey, he's gonna get his 3rd this year, and that's what I would do. But thing is, you're right. He cares too much about the outside perception, and that's why he's not gonna stay.
But I was gonna say, you feel like we're getting kind of robbed of a great conference final between Houston and Golden State. The fact that they're matched up in the second round.
Oh, Houston, Golden State. Yeah, it's disappointing because then you hope that OKC would maybe be able to get to the conference
'Cause
finals.
then, like, who else are they gonna be really playing in the conference finals? Portland,
Yeah, I think that could be a good
Denver?
showdown.
San Antonio, maybe.
No, I hope that it's Houston because Damian Lillard is a Steph Curry like, and I love seeing those guys shooting over each other
Yeah.
back and forth. It's just guns are blazing, you know.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be the best matchup you hope to see. The NBA, it's a joke right now. Part of the reason I hope KD leaves is so we can get back to the regular NBA.
Mm.
Where you're right,
Competitive.
two All-Stars can get you a chip.
Even one. Fuck. If
No.
he's good enough.
No,
Giannis.
No, Giannis cannot beat Steph and Clay next year. He needs help.
I feel like-
Malcolm Brogdon, Chris Middleton are not enough, and Eric Bledsoe. They got a good supporting cast there, man. I think people overlook them because they think it's just Giannis, but they got guys that aren't All-Stars, but they have 3 guys that are like brink right under All-Stars, averaging 15 a night, that could be in that discussion. So maybe Milwaukee because they got the best supporting cast.
But are
But-
they looking like that because of him? You know,
Probably
the supporting cast.
when you
Same-
have a player that's that great, except for James Harden, they make everybody better.
Same as look
James
at
Harden
the
makes himself better. That's
LeBron
it.
James supporting cast almost every year. Their numbers always tend to go up, unless the
Yeah,
freaking
and
Lakers
unless
do
the last year and you J.R. Smith, you forget how to play basketball, you
Yeah.
forget how to count numbers too, and forget how to read a scoreboard. I love when
realize where you are
I
at the moment.
I still laugh my ass off when I see memes or videos about that last play last year, game 1.
It still baffles my mind. I don't understand how you can do that and be a professional NBA player.
He's not. He was probably on Henny.
Mm.
Did you see what he said? He's only had Henny like 3 times in his life.
That's a lie. He's had 3 bottles, maybe.
To his face.
3-liter bottles.
This guy's like, I've only had Henny 3 times in my life.
Yeah.
No, even the radio host who was talking was like, JR, I can't believe
You
that.
know why? It's probably he doesn't remember most of the nights that he does have any. Facts.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah. So, well, it's gonna be a stressful night tonight for us.
I can't wait.
Especially any Toronto fan, but
I'm
hopefully
open- I'm
we can
open-
reconvene, get a post
I'm hoping for the trifecta
Post-stress.
tonight.
podcast in.
I'm hoping for a trifecta.
Open up.
I get my men's league championship trophy. Raptors eliminate. We know who they're playing. They're that bad. Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
And the Leafs, for the love of me, for Christ Almighty, for the $350 I spent to go to Game 6 and watch L, that these guys come home with a win tonight, and I get to see them in Columbus.
Of the
Next week.
3, you see a loss. Who do you think it's coming out of? Let's say someone gives you the prediction right now on the wall. They say out of those 3, one of those are gonna be a loss.
Oh, I hope Raptors lose. What do you mean? It's not elimination.
No, but who you think is more likely?
Well, I'm not losing tonight.
There you go.
I
Well,
think Raptors are most likely to
The
lose.
hockey gods better be on.
I'm gonna say
Leafs
just for the
side.
hockey gods,
Yeah.
the Raptors are most likely to lose because it'll be a letdown game.
Let's
Because
hope
it's
for
gonna be a
that.
wash.
Let's
Why,
hope
why do you
for
gotta jinx stuff like this? Why can't it just be 3-0?
that. You believe in magic? Why you believe in superstition?
No, I don't believe in the Magic.
So there you go.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for watching the first episode of In the Mix. For Adis Kushkovich, I'm Jay Boyle. You guys will hear from us very soon with all this action going on. Go Leafs, go. Have a good one.